All right. So I wanted to give you guys a little review while I had time of the Division 2. Because now listen, I have flooded my my account, my YouTube channel with gameplay. So I mean, if you guys are looking for gameplay, bam, it's in your face. I've got man, the other day I streamed for over 8 hours straight hours, straight 8 hours of gameplay. Now a lot of it, I'm searching around, getting loot and this, that, and the other thing, but if you want some gameplay, my channel is chock full of it. So I wanted to kind of break down because I don't do a lot of commentary. Sometimes here and there I'll talk about whatever I'm doing, but I'm not really getting into depth of the game. And I wanted to do that. So my review of Tom Clancy's The Division 2 on Xbox One, it's amazing. I told you guys, I told you guys I was going to be reviewing this game, and instead of reviewing it, I kind of just started playing it in front of you guys, and not really telling you how good it was. I mean, in the streams, in my live streams that I do, and there's like 4 or 5 of them, I'm pretty sure, and they're all at least an hour long. Most of them are 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 hours. There's one that's like 1 hour long. There's another that's 2. There's another that's 8, and then there's another that's like 4, and there's one that's 5. I've streamed a lot of this game already, so if you guys want to check it out, you can scroll through it, be that as it may. But this right here, not playing the game right now, just reviewing it. It's beautiful, and I told you guys when I told you I was going to do this that I played the private beta, I played the open beta, and I was really disappointed with the betas. I mean, but they're betas, okay? And I always say this. I say this with Android Q. I say this with everything. You got to understand that betas are going to have problems. But the betas came out like right before the game was about to come out. So there were some really big issues going on with the game. And the game was about to release in a few weeks. So I was really nervous about the game having all these issues. But they don't. They've completely fixed everything. They did a really, really solid job at the game. The game is beautiful. If you watch the game, I mean, the first couple of streams, if you watch some of my older streams of it, my quality is terrible. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an Xbox One X. I need to get one of those so I can start streaming in 4K quality. I've kind of been holding off because Microsoft's been toying. There's been a lot of rumors out there that Microsoft's going to come out with a new Xbox. So I haven't been getting the Xbox One X, and if the new one comes out, the Xbox One X will probably be cheaper. I don't know, but right now I'm not at 4K quality, but everything's 1080p. I'm streaming with gigabit internet. You guys know this if you follow me. So the quality, outstanding. That's how I'm able to get these videos out. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, I've already done 2 videos today. Working on the 3rd one, and this is going to be my 4th. And then I'm probably going to do a stream later today. But wanted to get this out of the way. Wanted to review the game. Game's beautiful. Haven't really run into any bugs. I have noticed, so there's this one thing that I kind of wanted to bring up. I played this level, or this mission, right? That, it's a level 16 mission, which means like the characters, the NPCs are level 16. I was level 14 at the time. I got obliterated. I just could not beat the mission. I did the mission as level 18, and I just dominated. I just completely dominated. But I didn't upgrade my gear that much. So it's weird because I had really good gear when I went in as a level 14 player. And it's just, I don't understand, how the mechanics work. It's almost as if the game knows what level you are, because my gear wasn't that much higher. So like I was still running like level 14, level 15 gear, and I should have been taking more damage than I was, but I was able to plow through it pretty well. You can watch it in the stream. I streamed it while I did it. Both times when I was 14, or I think I was either 14 or 15 when I streamed it the first time. Completely got obliterated. That was the time that I streamed for like 8 hours straight. Then the other one, I think it was just a 2 hour, but got that completely completed, which is good. I've gotten a lot of the game done, and I'm telling you what, it is so cool. You gotta, there's missions where you gotta save the president, and it's like right now I'm a Secret Service agent, and well, okay, so I'm not. I'm actually, so you're a division agent. You're a shade agent, and which basically means you're like, I kind of forget. I need to go back and play the first one, Division 1, when you're in New York, to kind of remind myself what all that really means. But basically, these agents are basically like kind of like patriots. I remember like in the first one, you're a cop, and then you start off and you're like, you join this thing, and you're like a part of it. But you're basically like this agent that's trying to, because like the whole premise of the game is that the world's broken down. A major virus has hit the United States, and it's wiped out almost everybody. So the world is in chaos. You've got different factions and groups of people that are trying to fight to conquer the world and become the new leaders of America. But basically, like, these division agents are like, patriots who want to bring back, the United States to what it was. They want to bring back order because, America is the greatest country in the world. So, it's, you gotta, you gotta play the first game to kind of understand what you're doing. But so the first game was in New York, and it's New York City. Obviously, it's apocalyptic, and everyone's, you're fighting all these different factions that are all trying to fight each other for, territory, and they're all trying to take over. But basically, you end up taking over New York, which is like awesome. So right now in the Division 2, we're in Washington, D.C., which is like, what? And let me tell you, I live in Virginia, which some of you may know if you guys have seen my earlier posts about Maryland drivers. So, I go up to DC a lot, frequently, like once a week. It looks exactly like DC. Verbatim. And I actually had to remind myself. So I'd go on my phone on Google Earth, and I'd do Street View, and I'd go around on my phone in Google Street View, and I would be like, oh my gosh, that hotel looks just like that hotel. It's got the same flags on the hanging from the thing. Everything's the same. The bushes are the same. Everything's the same. They paid attention to detail. It's so good. So good. And like I said, if you watch some of my streams, you'll see it's, there's a, I'm always, some of my streams might not be so, interesting to watch because I'm basically, reviewing the game really in my own way. I'm not, it's not just game. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm totally going in there in missions and like wiping people out. But I also take the time to kind of view the scenery, to kind of give you guys a what it looks like, so you guys can see for yourself. Hey, wow, that's a really beautiful game. Graphics are amazing. They've gotten rid of all the glitches that I can tell. I read an article. I haven't seen this yet, where there's like a staircase that's got like this geometric untextured square that blocks it, so you can't walk up the stairs, but you can walk off it and roll off it. I haven't seen that. I saw an article about it, and there's a bunch of screenshots of it, so I believe it's there, but they'll probably patch that here in a minute. But I wanted to just give you my 2 cents on it, and I'm telling you, if you like loot shooters, it's the game for you. If you're a patriot and you're a gamer, it's so awesome to like, because you're basically like, Washington D.C. has been taken over by all these different factions, and like you're coming in there, and like basically the White House is the base of operations. And the first mission, little spoiler alert, just giving you a heads up, okay? But I mean, if you guys have seen the trailers and the E3 showings and all this stuff and the demos and stuff, you know what this is. But basically, so the first mission is you're fighting to take back the White House is trying to is getting overrun, and you spawn like back, and so you're coming up on the White House and you sneak up behind these people and you like kill the people that are trying to take over the White House. And basically the entire rest of the game, you're just trying to rebuild, like a structure, and you're trying to get, you're trying to get the global network back online and all these different things online. You've got to get all this stuff online, and it's cool. It's great. It's so fun to like take over a territory or take over a block in Washington D.C. and have it be for the Patriots. And I mean it's kind of crazy these different factions and stuff like that. You'll see them. They'll take civilians and they'll just like kill them. They'll like just kill them in public. They'll hang them like public executions, and you gotta like go and stop them. Dude, it's pretty crazy. And so you're really like, it's all about like, and it's not like too much, it's not like, oh, you're a cop. No, you're not a cop. You're like a freedom fighter, you're like fighting for freedom. It's super sweet. So, definitely recommend it. If you've got Xbox, you got PC, you got PS4, doing all those things, get the game. It's incredible. I mean, it's so beautiful, and it's extensive. There's like a lot. There's a whole lot to do, and it's funny. I play it alone a lot. The game's meant so that you can play with other people. Like you can link up with your friends and you can play with all of them. But I go at it alone because the game's 10 times different than when you're playing it with people. So let me get into that real quick because this is important. So when you're playing alone, you take everything a lot slower because, I mean, you have no backup. Like no one has your back. If you die, you have to go back to like a safe house or something. There's safe houses all over the place. There's settlements all over the place. There's all these different places that you can go back to. But yeah, so I mean, you've really got to take your time and you can't rush. If you start well now, so there's a trick to it though. Let me give you this little tip real quick. So if you're trying to get through the city in a rush, like you're trying to get from point A to point B and you can't fast travel there because you can only fast travel to places that you've been to. But if you need to get to a place you've never fast traveled before, you basically need to book it. Unless you want to fight your way the entire way. Like say it's a long distance. Say it's like 40 blocks. You gotta like walk 40 blocks. You can either fight your way, and I'm telling you, like every 3 blocks, there's like a group of some sort of, militia or whatever that you're going to have to come across. And it could take a while to get 40 blocks because you're going to have to fight a bunch of people. You might die and have to start all over again. That's frustrating. But, so the tip is, if you need to get somewhere, just run. just book it. And do not run in the street. That is key. Do not run in the street. I didn't put it on this channel, but I did do streams. They're not up anymore. It was on Twitch or Mixer or something like that. But I was telling you guys, in the Division 1, never run in the streets in either game. If you're running in the street, you're going to die. Because there's no cars, but someone's going to see you and someone's going to shoot you. So what you got to do, run down the sidewalk. It's kind of genius. It's kind of like, it's very brilliant, I feel like. It's like, if you're running in the street in real life, you're going to die. You run on the sidewalk and be all right. So you run on the sidewalk and you can easily kind of maneuver around and get past some of these things. And you'll see me in my game, dude. Like, if you watch some of the streams, you'll definitely see me like just kind of taking off and doing all that. Now, this is where things get different. So when you're with people, first big thing, if you're gonna play this game, if you're gonna play any online game, get a mic. Get a mic. I mean, they're not. First of all, Xboxes come with them. If you're playing this game on Xbox, you should have a mic unless you lost it. And even then, they're cheap. You can get them really cheap. You can even get them used at GameStop for like real cheap. But I mean, you've got to be able to talk to your teammates. You just have to. You've got to be able to do that. It's a, you know, it's just what you got to do sometimes. But sorry, I wanted to check to make sure this was recording because I was going to be mad if this was not recording. But yeah, no, when you're playing with other people, you've got to have a microphone because communication is key. You've got to be able to talk to your teammates so you know what each other are doing. I've always got a mic. If you see me streaming, you see I've got my headset. I've got this. It's the Microsoft one. You know, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing expensive. You know, it's just you know, it's cool. It's fine. Works great. Sounds great. Complete surround sound. I think it works with Dolby Atmos, and so like I can hear things in 3D spatial awareness. It's good. It's, you know, and I'm telling you, you got to be able to talk to your people. So I'm always talking to them, whether they're listening to me or not. You know, that's another story. But so, all right. So this is where it breaks down. When you're playing with other people like to do their own thing. And of course, you like to do your own thing, you know, and that's just the way it goes. And that's kind of why I don't like playing with people. I notice when I play missions with people, don't get me wrong, it's great. Because, I mean, we'll just blast through a mission, you know? Boom, we're mission done, you know? Because, I mean, when you have 4 people, you're just wrecking it. You're just wrecking face in that game. You know, when I'm playing that same mission alone, I take it a lot slower. I'm able to find, so throughout the game, there's like loot everywhere. And what I mean by loot, there's guns, like there's gear. So there basically you get, there's face mask, because sometimes you have to go into contaminated zones and you have to wear a mask. That mask, you know, you can get better masks and stuff like that. So you can get masks, you get holsters, you get backpack, you get body armor, you get knee pads, you get gloves. Yeah. And so you can have all those things, and then, yeah, you get guns. So there's a whole lot of loot inside of all these missions. If you take the time, you can find secret rooms, you can find secret passageways, you can find all these different things if you take your time, and you can end up getting some seriously good loot if you take your time in a mission. And it really, and the other thing is you get to pay attention to the detail that was, you know, given by the developers to that mission. You actually get to experience the mission better. When I'm playing it with other people, we're just boom, 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 boom. We're just fighting. And I never get, you know, they're already running down to the next fight. And you do, like, because once you clear a fight, you clear a room, you can then search that room for all the goodies. But if you don't, then you just miss it. And then you never get to do it again unless you play that mission again. So it's, you know, I like to play it myself. Now, it's probably miserable to watch because, I mean, it's slow, you know, but that's okay for me because I'm not, you know, it's not bothering me that I'm playing slow. You know, I'm not getting upset with myself because I'm going through the mission slow. I'm enjoying myself, taking my time and making sure that I get the guns and the gear that I want, you know? And it's kind of frustrating when you play with other people and all they want to do is just beat the game. And it's like, oh, All I wanted to do was take my time in this mission so that I could get all the good stuff. Because, I mean, you can get great stuff from the game. Um, I mean, you get good stuff from the bosses. Like, when you kill the bosses, you get good stuff. But, I mean, you get way better stuff from all these secret rooms and stuff like that you can find if you search for them. So, those are the kind of differences that I'm talking about. Now, granted, if you're trying to run 40 blocks, it's a lot easier to do with 4 people than it is to do alone. But you end up fighting it. You end up fighting the way it takes longer, but you're usually more successful. Because if you go down, your teammate can bring you up, which is cool. Unless you all go down and then you all have to start over. But a lot of times I just tell people, I'm like, listen, guys, we are going to fight every 3 blocks, literally. Let's just book it. Like all these little side things that are going on, all these every 3 blocks, that's not our goal right now. It's not our mission. We need to stay focused on where we're heading. We need to go there. We don't need to fight. It'll literally take an hour to go 40 blocks. Because you're going to end up fighting everybody, or it could take 15 minutes if you just run there. And that's what I like to do. Because, I mean, I like to be goal-oriented. If I set my mind to something, I want to do it. I don't want to not end up doing it because I got caught up in 12 different activities on my way there. You don't have to do all those things. You can run past those people. I do it all the time. You just book it. Is there the risk that you're going to get caught up in some stupid stuff? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you're just running to your destination and you're not paying attention and you get capped by some like high level dude, you're going to have to start over. It sucks. But I mean, it is what it is. And I prefer to kind of just take my time. That's the kind of, like when you can watch me in my stream, okay? When I'm putting the pedal to the metal and taking people out, you can see I'm just like boom, 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 boom. I'm all business in the front, but I'm party in the back. I'm just trying to chill, and play the game at my leisurely pace, which is and hey, it's everybody's prerogative. Everybody can do whatever they want to do. And that's the greatness of the game. You could just play the game where boom, 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 boom. You play with other people and you just wipe the game and bam, you're high level and you're playing end game. Or you can take your time, enjoy the main game. Because, there's so much. There's so much. I have played so many hours of this game. And I'm like level 21 or something like that. I'm like level 30 is the highest level, and then you start getting into end game content, and then you basically start so this is what I heard. Don't take this verbatim, but this is just like what I've heard. Excuse me. So once you've gotten all the territories back, basically you're level 30, and then start coming under attack again because you're spread a little thin. So you end up going and doing a lot of the things over, not like completely over, but kind of just like going and saving your places to make sure that everything's good. And that's kind of the end game. And then there's a bunch of other side, like new missions that come up for the end game. But even though I'm 21 and the levels, top level's 30, I'm nowhere near like getting it complete. If I play every day this whole week, I might get to level 30 by Friday. But we'll see. I'll probably stream it when I hit level 30. There's already people level 30. It's because they crunch it. They crunch it. They get with a group of their friends and they boom, 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 boom. And I'm sure there are people that were level 30 the day it came out. Maybe. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. I wouldn't be surprised though. I really wouldn't. just because people are so crazy that they would do that. Like if a group of 4 people that were like really skilled gamers sat down and played it for 24 hours straight, I'm sure they could beat it. I don't know if it happened though. I'm not sure if it happened, but I know that there are people that are already level 30 because there's people that play more than I do. I got a wife and a kid. I've got responsibilities, but and I'm trying to manage this review program. But this is I've said it a billion times. I love this game. It's absolutely beautiful. If you love shooters, it's incredible. It's an incredible game, and I know you guys would love it. I'm pretty sure all the reviews have been like, whoa, because the Division 1 had a lot of problems. I mean, it did. I loved the Division 1. People would complain about the Division 1 all day long. I saw past the problems. The people that complained about the problems were the people that were just trying to pound. People like me, that were just like taking their time and enjoying like the beauty of the game, loved it. I didn't complain about it. I never really complained about any of the problems because I didn't really notice them. Because I was too busy noticing the beauty of the game and the greatness of the game. I wasn't bogged down with all the, there's a bug here, there's a bug there. No. I'm having fun with the game. That's what games are for. Games are for fun. There's definitely different types of gamers, and I'm one of those gamers that just games for fun because, listen, I've got to have an outlet. March 13th was 5 years clean and sober, haven't touched a single drug, a single drop of alcohol. I'm completely sober for 5 years on the 13th of this month. So, when I play video games, that's like my fun time. I'm not trying to stress out over games. It's stupid. I play with people like that. My boss is someone like that. When I hate playing video games with my boss because he is constantly like, what's the point of playing if you're not going to win? It's like, I'm playing to have fun, dude. I'm playing. And that's like, so him and I are like the two there might be a third, I don't know. But the two main stereotypical gamers. He is like, if I'm not number one, then F you. And I'm like, I don't really care if I'm number one. If I'm having a great time playing the game, that's all that matters to me. And I feel like most people sit in those two regions. As do you want to win all the time, or do you just want to have fun? And I just want to have fun. That's the point of games. And you know what? I don't pay money for a game that I beat in a day. That would piss me off if I spent that much money and it was done in a day. The fact that this game has lasted me so long is great. It's, I'm nowhere near getting 100% completion on this game. I've done a good majority of the main missions. There's still a lot of side missions that I need to do, like a lot of side missions. That's the other thing. There's just side missions galore. There's like, do this and do that. There's missions, there's side missions, then there's territories that you need to conquer, there's settlements, there's control points, there's activities, there's little things everywhere. There's so much to do in this game that if you do all of it, it will take you a long time. Now, you don't need to do all of it, I guess. I guess you could just do the main missions and call her a day. But where's the fun in that? Why do people play games to do that? I seriously cannot see eye to eye with those people. I really can't. I don't understand who would buy a game and not want to play it to completion. Oh, well, I beat all the main missions. That's not completion. Did you find every little, because they've got these, you can find cell phone recordings. that kind of give you backstory of like what's going on and like this, that, and the other thing. And you get like you get the full picture when you play the game, instead of just rushing through it. So I like to enjoy a good game like this. The last game that I played this thoroughly was Ghost Recon Wildlands, which, oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I loved that game, and I still love that game. And it's coming out. It came out with its year 2 content, and I love it. If I hadn't been so tied up with the Division 2 right now, I'd totally still be playing that game. And when I get a little more completed with this game, I'll probably start playing that game and this game on and off, just because Ghost Recon is just is so good. So that's another one I recommend. But I've always loved Tom Clancy games. They're just super good. But this game, if you take your time with it, if you're that kind of person, you're really gonna love this game. And I mean, if you just blow through, even if you just blow through it, I feel like you'll really love this game too, because there's just so much to do. It's gonna take you a long time to just blow through it. Like when I was talking smack earlier about someone beating it in 24 hours, that's probably just the main missions. I don't even know if it's possible, but could be. I'd have to look up some videos to see if there's somebody who beat it in that amount of time. I have a feeling that there is, just because I know the gaming community, but I don't know for sure. Do it in a day, for real. So, but there's people that beat Super Mario in like 5 seconds. So, there's all this crazy stuff. But this is my 2 cents, guys. If you guys can't tell that I like the game from here, then I don't know what you've been listening to the past however long I've been speaking. So just wanted to give you a full review of how I feel about the game and how I feel about gaming in general. And I hope you guys enjoy it. It's probably a stream of live gameplay coming up later, so stay tuned. I might also do a review of some more tech stuff tonight. Don't know which one I'm going to do. I said in an earlier video with the Nest that I'm going to be doing some of the Google Homes. Not sure if I'm going to do that one or if I'm going to jump to a different one. I've got a lot of tech stuff, so I've got a lot of content coming y'all's way. So stay tuned. Peace.